Round two. Fight. Yeah, we about to get back into this video. My apologies for the technical difficulties prior. Verizon can kiss my entire rear end for the amount of money they charge for their service. There absolutely should be no reason for any of these things to be happening. But we are back. We are here, and I'm ready to jump right into it. I'm not going to hold you too long. Let me go ahead and bring my people back up here so we can get into this video.
Hello.
Yo.
Right. Yeah. Sound like we straight. All right.
Okay, good.
Gotta do a quick little recap for the people who were here prior. This is a reaction video to some of the mysteries that happen in our local stores. I think you're going to be a little surprised by what you see. Let me know how you feel in the comment section when this video was done, or even while we are watching it live. I would love to hear from everyone. Uh, let me see here.
So you still over there singing Frozen?
Let it go. Let it go.
Oh no, sir. We will not have these shenanigans. I'm like, okay. So what do you think?
We
It
good?
did it to me again. I think it's the video. I think they don't want me playing that video for some reason. I don't know why.
So I'll play another video.
they
That works. That works to get know
they
what's the problem.
it gotta be because this is the second time that it's caused me a problem, and I don't understand where that's coming from and why. But yeah,
It's not sending you no message, nothing like that.
yeah, it keeps on saying make sure I'm connected to the internet and all that, and like, no, stop it. Y'all just took $158 out of my account. I know damn well I'm connected to the internet. Stop playing with me.
Right.
They
There
gonna
was
hear from me tomorrow too about this.
I don't know. I don't know if it's
And
worldwide, but there was
it's up.
I about to say there was like kind of. I don't know if it was worldwide, but I know out here there was a time where the internet was down, but it wasn't. It was like they said they had it like up on the thing that the Wi-Fi is down everywhere. Cell phone is down. Something I don't know what it was. But yeah. All right. Well, let's see what happens. See what happens. It will come through.
Yeah, 'cause that's what happened to my connection last Thursday.
Yeah, it's up now.
Okay, cool.
I heard
Well,
about it.
listen,
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead.
All right.
Hold up. Let me start it over.
It's a secret society. All we ask is this.
what in the world?
It's a conspiracy, son.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, this video is not trying to play at all.
It's a conspiracy, son. That video. He said, "Nah, son. Can you do it
Right.
right here?"
You
Nah, son.
silly.
Nah, son. You can play that type of video tonight, son.
Right. Oh shoot.
This shit.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
brother, I thought it was a conspiracy, son.
Message received.
It's a
Yeah,
conspiracy, son. I don't know
yeah.
what it is.
You ain't lying.
Now I'm
They
about to
did
go
not
back
want me
and watch
playing that at all. Now, it's crazy though because we just went on yesterday. Wasn't no problem. As soon as I decided I want to play this particular video, that's when everything starts to happening. All right, that's fine.
I'm curious what was it
When there's a
about.
will, there's a way, right?
Right.
So it was really about a lot of the weird stuff that happens in Walmart that get caught on camera that nobody really seen or noticed, which was bizarre to me because anytime that I went into a supermarket or a store, I'm not thinking about finding bones and body parts and weird stuff like that in a supermarket or a store. And with this video,
What?
it was just one of the clips, a customer came across a wallet, and inside the wallet were human teeth.
Wow.
Yeah,
So we got to find that video,
human
son.
teeth.
I
Yeah,
was going to say the same thing. We need to try this again.
We just find that
I
video.
know. That was that was just one. It was 10 unexplainable, uh, bizarre situations that happened in a Walmart. That was just number one. And as soon as I got to trying to play it, everything just went out of order. Notice how smooth everything is running right now
Right.
versus earlier.
I mean,
Like
that
that's
is
crazy.
absolutely insane. And but see, here's the thing: is that I am surprised, but I'm not shocked anymore because so many things go under the radar, and people just don't want to be able to accept certain truths. Because something like that is scary. And so, all the different things that are happening in the world and what people are doing, and how they're doing things, it's become more barbaric than we think here in the US. And we are more civilized in certain things or whatever, but the behaviors still go back, like I said, to being barbaric, a lot of acts. And so I'm really curious to see what these 10 things are, because that way I can understand that, okay, you know what, this is what's going on, this is what's happening, and now let me adjust myself. So that way when I'm going into a store that I'm actually, being more aware of what's going on, not to look to find anything or be paranoid, but just to make sure, everything's cool.
I mean, things be happening at Walmart. Though.
Exactly.
Like, it's just some things that happen even out here in Florida. Sorry, my baby. Um, that happened out here. You know what I mean? It was crazy. Like you find, for example, there was a situation where I guess this guy went shopping or whatever inside of Walmart in Palm Coast out there, and there was something that you wouldn't want to see in the car that was covered by newspapers, and they just in there casually shopping. You know what I mean? But they had like a whole, say another person in the car. Things been happening. Things been happening.
Wait a minute, I
Yeah.
kind of lost you on the
It was
part where you were saying that the man went shopping and then what happened?
basically he had a whole body in the car that was covered by newspapers.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, dang.
Yeah, like they had the whole Walmart shut down. Crazy, son. They try to find that video again.
Yeah, we got to see
That
this.
video. Yeah,
This
I
is
mean,
gonna work.
it don't surprise.
Hey,
You know what I mean?
yeah. Nothing surprises me anymore at this point, to be honest with you. But like she just said, you want to be a little more aware and alert when you start going into these places. Like, you would think that you're just going in there to just shop and just pick up a few items here and there. You're not really looking to discover certain things like that. So it's just crazy to me.
Yeah, we got to get
But
things together.
we got the video back.
Yay!
We got it back. Let's see if we got three is charm, right? That's what they say.
Yes, third time's the charm.
Third time to come. Get here.
Walmart. Just about every single person on the planet has been there, at least better or worse. It still is. And due to it being a staple in so many people's lives, Walmart seems to serve as an absurdity.
Yo, this is the wildest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Trying to find that video, son.
It's just wild how it wants to start and then boom. I mean, we watched videos before and it might have a little kink here or there, but it's just wild that this one just does not want to play at all.
What is it? 10 unexplicable things?
The 10 unexplainable things.
Unexplainable.
Yeah. So I'm just like, wow. I want to see so bad because, it's not always about a conspiracy theory. Things are happening out here, and some people want to be in the rainbows and everything is beautiful land, and we know that's not true. And also, people turn to the other side and just are being very evil, in their acts. And, we have to have moderation going on. There has to be, and regulation in which we are deciding who runs offices and stuff like that. We have to be more aware because there's too many things going on in these big corporations.
And due to it being a staple in so many people's lives, Walmart seems to serve as a microcosm for society as a whole, with all the absurdity and horror included. From the discovery of corpses to chilling abductions and everything in between, here are 10 of the most unsettling.
Oh, my bad. I didn't know my
they all out of whack. Nah, this
My bad.
is all out of whack today. Hold up. Let me see. Sorry to the viewers. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and throw this out there. This is the third attempt to get this video to play, so you're probably gonna see a lot of glitches, a lot of in and out. I may or may not take this down depending on what happens here. I'm trying to give this video a chance to load up a little bit before I play it, so hopefully it gives us a smoother run versus the last two attempts. I don't know what it is about this particular video itself that is causing things to go off the rail over and over and over, but we are back again and we're about to try this one more time. And if it doesn't work this time, then I'm just going to chalk it up to it just not being the time for this one for some reason. So let's go ahead and try to play this again.
Finding one that looked promising, he opened it up to take a look inside. But what he found definitely wasn't what he was expecting. Instead of the standard plastic inserts that most wallets come with, this one had something much more disturbing. After unzipping one of the small compartments, the man found 10 adult human teeth. One of them even had a filling. The customer alerted employees and gave them the wallet before heading out without leaving his name. Unfortunately, the teeth contained no blood or gum tissue, and despite their efforts to find the owner of the pearly whites, police were unable to identify them through DNA testing. We may never know how 10 human teeth found their way into the pocket of a never-before owned wallet, but that's only one of many unanswered questions involving this wonderful, wonderful store.
I went on ahead and paused it right there just so I give it a chance to load up for this next one, number 9. Because I know y'all wanted to see that one with the whole teeth situation. Yeah. 10 human adults' teeth found in a wallet.
And that's so sad because they're not able to do the DNA to find out who it was. So that person was very methodical in what they were doing. I mean, a never used wallet, and somebody just buys a wallet and puts the teeth in there and then leaves it at Walmart. I mean, what are you thinking? You don't have anything else to do? I mean, I don't understand. Why would you drop off some teeth? What, you're signaling something, and what it could be, only God knows. For me, on my stance on that, because there's just no rhyme or reason for that.
Yeah, this is very strange.
Oh,
It really did feel like they left that there on purpose.
yeah. That's why I said when people do things like that, you gotta look at what are they trying to say, because if they never sat up there and had the teeth, they could have just thrown the teeth somewhere, and they would have found it, but it still wouldn't have had no DNA on it. So they threw it in a river or whatever. So that right there is like, okay, what is your purpose of going to Walmart and doing it? So there's a lot of things that they have to weed out for that one, but dang. Wow. Wow, wow. I don't know, Brother Low.
What up? It's crazy, yo. I'm sorry, like it's not a laughing situation, but at the same time, it's like somebody carrying teeth in a wallet and just either just happen to leave a wallet or just leave them intentional, but they know they cleaned them, so no DNA, you can't get it back neither one. So I just don't know. I don't know. That's crazy. But people do crazy things all the time, unfortunately. Like, this is just, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see unexplainable things like this
Imagine
on
you
my
going to get you a carton of eggs. You
right.
open up the carton of
Right.
eggs and you find an eyeball in the
Nah, I mean, what happened with me is I found somebody's whole cell phone. I mean, it was crazy. It was crazy. I found like a whole cell phone. They left it under, like, I guess they had it under the newspaper on the card or whatever. But yeah, but people finding teeth and other things like that. You just
yeah.
gotta, be observant and look at your what you're grabbing. You know what I mean? That, like, back in the day, you know, people used to look inside the carton before they buy. Like you say, the carton of eggs. You look inside of the carton and make sure all the eggs ain't broken like they was doing back in the day. I don't see
Oh
people doing
yeah.
that now, but I know back then they was. I remember Mom Dewey, God rest her soul, she used to open the carton. Okay, está bueno, they're good, and close it back, boom. You know what I mean? But today, hey,
Yeah, because I do this. I still do that. I'm not going to sit there and buy something that I can open up and actually look at it. And then with eggs, oh yeah. Yeah.
yeah, but it's in general. Just look at what you get and observe it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even if you
Oh,
go
I
buy,
understand what you're saying. Yeah.
let's say you buying a, let's say some steak or whatever. you kind of observe that. Like when I go buy my bag of shrimp, I make sure I look at the bag. All right, it looks groovy. You know what I mean? But even though still like, hey, it's crazy. It's crazy.
So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let it rock out for two more. So we on 9 right now. I'll stop it at maybe 7, and then I'll cut it, and then we'll just go from there. I don't want to have any more of these in and out interferences with whatever.
I mean, you could just pause it
That
after the
first
next
one
one.
off the bat was already. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, you're right. I feel like they owe me something, right? Like y'all just took all that bread out of my pocket. You gonna give me my money's worth for this video? The hell with that. But let's continue. I'm gonna try to stop it fairly soon before we have any more problems with it.
Did you ever play hooky from school as a kid? I certainly didn't. When one Atlanta second grader convinced her mom to stay home from school in 2016, she had no idea that she would be fighting for her life later that day. After arriving at Walmart, the little girl's mom headed off to grab fruit on the other side of the store, leaving little Brittany alone to browse the toy aisle to her heart's content. But as she wandered down the aisle, a man began to follow her. At first, she thought he was just another shopper. However, when he got too close for comfort, she realized something wasn't right. In a heart-stopping moment caught on security cameras, the man lunged for her. He put his hand over her mouth to stifle her screams and tried to drag her out of the store. Of course, he couldn't expect what happened next. Rather than give in to the grown man's might, the little girl put up the fight of her life, kicking and screaming until she managed to free herself. The man was shocked by the girl's resistance and immediately set her free. Fortunately, the whole ordeal was caught on tape and the man was arrested less than 1 hour later. Thanks to her quick thinking and bravery, this little girl's actions made all the difference between a close call and a tragedy. Unfortunately, though we like to think that our kids are safe when we're nearby, it only takes a split second for something sinister to happen. Sparkling waters, the smooth, sandy beaches, the severed fingers found inside the local Walmart. Truly a paradise. In 2016, Walmart's loss prevention officers caught South Carolina resident Carolyn Wright attempting to steal a body armful of merchandise that included condoms, lubricant, and panties. After a swift confrontation with Walmart's staff, Wright punched one staff member in the head, blood on one employee's finger that she took off a piece with her bare teeth. right then spat the piece of finger right there onto the floor. Unsurprisingly, she was promptly arrested and sent to prison for the assault. Oh, and the piece of finger, well, sadly, it wasn't able to be reattached to the employee's hand.
Damn.
Can you hear me, Wicked Low?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Oh
Okay,
man,
because I know he's
oh, my
talking.
bad, my bad. I, my 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 mic, my mic was mute.
Ah,
My mic was mute. My bad. Yeah. Number two. I was just saying, like, we didn't even have to go into where this is. If number 10 didn't do it, number 9 definitely did it.
I don't even know. That right there, that the other one, I would stay strapped. Try to take my kids, kind of. Ain't gonna make it out. So I don't know, but that's crazy. Like it's just how kids ain't safe, and that's why people go to the extent that they go to these days. And every time somebody says, "Oh, isn't that going too far?" Nah, son. Try to do it to somebody. Nah, no. Kids can't even be safe today. Then somebody biting up the finger. What the hell's going on? Like she must have been really, really horny.
But see, people goes back to that emotional intelligence. And when you're finding yourself with people doing things, well, we always know that there were
Yeah.
people that will kidnap your kids out of a store. So why in today's society, or even in 2016, whenever that these things are going on, you have to realize that we have to just be able to talk to our parents more and let them understand that it's not like that. You can't just wander. It's still not like that. So some things people say it's old school and doesn't happen anymore, but we shouldn't always throw out old school ways because it worked. When your kid was right there next to you, nobody could
Yeah,
try to do something without making sure that you could at least attempt to get that person, distract that person some kind of way because if it's a mother, you know what I mean, or whatever, and it's a man, he may, sit up there and try to harm her just to get the kid out or whatever. But all in all, you have a fighting chance to save your child. So that's where I don't understand why certain people have just dropped certain things, because all of it comes into play now, and we're wondering why are these things still going on. Well, you figure like this: if they did things back the way it used to, and I know people are going to give me a lot of guff for this, but whatever. If they had the death penalty, if they had corporal punishment, you had a lot of people that you already knew. Okay, they sat up there and they tried to steal. These people sat up there and they were, pedophiles or whatever the case may be. Once were able to do something like that, now we're not talking about those distinguishing those that have disabilities that are legitimately something in which the staff of whatever place that the person's at, they're so much aware of it that they can contain from things happening because they're not operating within the mindset of understanding what they're doing. Now, people fall under that category. They want to fall under that category when they do something crazy like that and then try to explain it away. And no, that's why we really need to be paying more attention to not just talking over people's heads, but talking to people and saying, you know what? Just please just understand that when you're in stores, do not take it for granted because you know that store, or you went to a store where it's a better store because it's in a better area. All those things that we think is new isn't. And that right there, from now, the teeth thing I never heard of. But when it came down to the child, and then, people are just wigging out these days, and somebody biting you're getting injured on the job. But I've seen where people have taken it, employees themselves have fought and took down people who were trying to steal. And I thought it was kind of weird, I should say, because I actually saw two of the women jump over the counter to get this one person, and another one came running and they got him down. Now, I was like, okay, he was already going down. He was a feeble guy. He was, on drugs or whatever. He wasn't really putting up no kind of fight. He was just trying to hurry him get out of the store. So I'm like, okay, what is all the excess? What is going on? It's the emotions. Everybody's emotions are running high on that, and they had to put in a policy that, okay, yes, they were telling them that you must stop people. And I'm not going to risk my life for any job that is going to put me in harm's way like that. And these places are making mad money. And you can't have the type of security someone can feel, you know what I mean, going through their stores, because other stores do it, you know what I mean? So you don't have somebody who's really taking it seriously and going around and being able to say, okay, we're looking at these tapes, boom, this person, like they did at that one Walmart with the girl, they saw it on tape, boom. You gotta have somebody watching these tapes as it's going along, that's what technology is supposed to be. Something that enhanced the way that we're able to take care of things that are going on in the store. So if somebody's just leaving something, setting it down and walking away from it and not coming back to it, You got cameras. Somebody should be watching. And then be like, okay, wait a minute, just for the sake of, wait a minute, you put your wallet down and you forgot it. And then it'd be like, okay, yeah, they got to see it or whatever, and then be like, oh, wait a minute, this person, you know what I mean? Because they're trying to get out the store, of course, I'm sure. Hurry up and get the heck up out of there because there's teeth there. But if they're just paying more attention to going ahead and saying, okay, we got security right here. They have the walkie-talkies, they can tell, or the earpieces now where they can wear. And it's done, security is done that way. So that way, boom, we know that we're coming up on somebody who may have a gun, who may have a child that's not theirs, or whatever is happening. Just even stop somebody and say, hey, you forgot this. Like Wicked Low said, might be somebody's cell phone, whatever, but they always say, be vigilant. And when people leave stuff, and people always think in briefcases, because it could be a bomb or something, but you don't know what it could be. Just pay attention. Don't get paranoid, but also be vigilant. And let's hold these people accountable to being able to say, we need you, somebody to have security and have access right to that person that y'all have as an armed guard in there, if not two of them, depending on how big the store is. Like a Walmart, yes. You need a couple people that should be on shift. So that way they can be just continuously going through aisles. So that's my perspective. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, audience.
I mean, the wild thing is, right, is they have people follow, when they profile you, when they follow you through Walmart, but they don't, you know what I mean? They're not doing, it's like, they have that. Unfortunately, they were doing all the wrong things. Like, okay, you following the wrong people through Walmart. They got all these guys, y'all following the wrong people, or he looks like the suspect. You just following somebody and they profile you because of the way you look. You know what I mean? So, yeah, but all these things are crazy. They're doing the right thing. Sometimes but yeah, I ain't give my life up for no. I'm sorry. Even when I did work at Walmart, I'm like, I'm not jumping over no counter. Hell no, bro.
Right.
No. You got
And it was
people here.
crazy. It's
I just
crazy.
work here. You know what I mean? I'm just unloading trucks or whatever. That happened. Hey, look, mind my business. I ain't jumping over nothing to say no. Nah.
Yeah, but what you were saying too about the profiling, I do want to say real quick that you're right, because it certain stores at certain times there were people that will follow, and I know I've been one, but it's been a long time ago that I've been followed, and I'm like, okay, why are you following me? But that kind of profiling, yes, that has to be cut out, because now anybody can see, including law enforcement, that it's just not certain people who are doing crime. There was somebody that looked like your average Joe that's working hard every day and everything else that'll come into the store, and you can't treat it any differently. You have to watch everybody and see what is going on. Because the worst case scenario is that somebody is saved, somebody doesn't get killed, somebody's coming in and okay, they're concealing a gun or whatever the case may be. They can see certain things unless you really got it baggy stuff, but a lot of times you can see an imprint. And people in law enforcement know that, and that's why they hire a lot of them, for security, but also other people. I know that personal security guards that are armed guards myself, that, when they're having to go through those places, Walmart, as we're talking about, but there's other places that need to also be able to be noticed, that, put you on point. That, yeah, that racial profiling, yes, but if you also understand that somebody's going to steal because they look exactly like they're going to steal something, then you watch. It's not that hard, but we're making it harder because people don't want to pay, and human life is not anymore on a hierarchy of our priority. And whether things happen at Walmart or any place else, we're understanding that nothing is called safe, nothing is called normal. And we have to be able to get a grip on it. And there are solutions to these types of things. So that way, what we can go ahead, not to say that you can run all the way across the store to go grab some fruit, you take your child with you. But I've seen that before, and I'm like, okay. And just to make it quick, we were in a Walmart, me and my friend, and her son, both of her sons were with her, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go a different way. One of her sons wanted to come with me, and I said, no, go ahead with your mother, because I knew what kind of store we were in, and I knew people were looking. So lo and behold, she didn't take the child with her. I'm already walking away. He doesn't say anything. So until all of a sudden it happens to be where I'm looking in a different aisle and I see him and I'm like, wait a minute, where's your mother? And he starts crying and everything else, and everybody's looking at me, and here comes, the guards and everything else, and I'm like, oh shucks. So the profiling, yes. And also her not knowing that her son was not with her. So that was another point that I was like, oh, okay, yeah, he could have been taken. And that's why they were looking at me. Because we're of two different races. So, it's about using a lot of common sense, and unfortunately, everybody's not born with it. Just like we talked about maternal and being paternal, everybody's not born with it. So it's not treating people stupid to talk to them and being able to have more platforms in which parents and people all alike can be talking about things in which we understand is human and what to do about things when they're going left.
A couple things that trigger me. One, the qualifications required to be a security guard are garbage. Two, we just don't have any type of empathy whatsoever towards people. It's like, I don't know you personally, so it's not my business. But when you look at it like that, when you turn your back and your eye to someone who is in danger or in need, whether you're paid to do a certain job or not, you're basically adding on and saying, look, hey, as long as it's not happening to me, I'm cool. But we keep allowing people like that man that was in that store to get away with what he's doing. I'm pretty sure that wasn't the first time that he's done something like that. No way. You gotta be the most ridiculously illiterate person to go into a store that bold with cameras and attempt to snatch someone else's child up like that. No way you can convince me that he's never attempted that before. And then you look at the store and how quiet it was. Visually, just there was no one near. There was no one in any of those aisles. And where was the parents at? What's going on with that part? Where we just think it's so comfortable and so cool to just let them roam free and run away. And we send them off to go pick out things on our list so you ain't gotta walk. It's sad to me. And I'm very glad that little girl had it in her. God definitely kept and covered her that day, because who knows what could have happened outside of that situation. They go back to the video we watched the other weekend where the toddler got lost in the back of the house in the woods, but they had a canine unit to find that one. This right here could have ended completely different as well.
Yeah,
But who would have known
and speaking
until it
as a
was too.
parent, because we have two parents on here, there are things that, again, even, and it's not saying that the parents don't love their child. So let's put that out there straight. It's one of those things where, once again, they're talking about split second. The hand is quicker than the eye. So when you're looking and saying, wait a minute, I can go a couple aisles over, or I can go right over here and grab this fruit or whatever. They said that she went to go grab the fruit across the store. You're thinking that you're an adult. You can be quicker than the child roaming. And that's where we make a mistake. And that's all it is that being able to, unfortunately, tell people beforehand, stop thinking that everything is going to be okay. I don't care if you've gone in that store 1,000 times. You don't know what can happen, and why not just go ahead and take precautions? But not talk to them like they're idiots. Because
Right.
they're just not thinking that, okay, wait a minute, somebody's just going to snatch up my child. I mean, I'm in this kind of grocery store, and, this is what's going. But no matter what, people just don't have it in their radar at times, because they're thinking, I can get to my child fast if I hear them, if anything's I can hear them cry or anything that's going to go on. They think that they're in control, and they're not when you leave them for a second. Because if you got to chase them down, chase them down. When you notice, like, wait a minute, you run, come on over here. The boundaries being set. So that way, because the child does not know where to go and what to do. Just like that toddler that we watched last week. Like I said, that everybody thinks that they can, once you take that eye off, that they can, every sense is going to be able to say my child is safe. And we just got to talk to more people and have more of the conversations of people who are, and it's not to say that people who aren't parents don't have a voice, because yes, you want to know about once if you become, a mom or a dad, or, you want to be a better uncle, aunt, whatever it is, that's going on in your life, and you want to know about children and how can things happen. Then, I love experiments, and I think that people should, take time to say, wow, okay, this can happen. because a lot of people, like, say for instance, take children over for the summer, and they're like, okay, let the parents have a break, and they're like, okay, you're talking about the kids, you know, you're getting a break, but they're going to do fine with me, and they very well, but then all of a sudden you can see what goes on. You can see these different distractions that you're used to not looking at, and then saying, oh shucks, wait a minute, that could have happened to me if I was, you know, and then you fill in the blanks, if I hadn't done this or done that. Bottom line, when people spend time with children, they can find out if they're really maternal or paternal when it comes down to things like that. And then, like I said, parenting classes before you go, and not just give it to people who can afford it. This should be a part of healthcare. Is and then we talk about prenatal care, which is huge and needs to be done, but also parenting. And not just a bunch of films where people are going to fall asleep on it and then, okay, you know, you got it all. No, help them to make the experience before they become parents. And those that are parents can be more aware of, say, like them coming by here and then stopping and saying, wait a minute, what are they talking about? And you can be like, yes, you know, as a parent, you know, and talk about different tips and tricks that we have that, you know, enable us to say, okay, we're just not going to do that. We're not going to, we have the intuition and the insight to understanding what can happen before it even does happen. You know, some people are not raised that way. So we can't be for me, I can't talk to somebody and be like, oh, okay, you understand exactly what I'm saying if you're not maternal or paternal. It's something that I've heard people tell me, Christy, can you talk to me about it? Can you teach me certain things? And I'm looking like, you're a grown person with common sense, but wait a minute, you know, let me not go there, because I realize that you have survival instincts, but you don't have maternal instincts or something of that nature, you know. So I just don't want to get on the whole bandwagon of, well, what's going on with these parents, you know, because it's about people who grow up and they don't have to worry about those kinds of things. So it goes on in their grocery stores. Why? Because all of a sudden somebody, like you said, that person probably, that's not probably the first time that person did that there. You know, or even, let's say, even tried it there. But that's why they have the cameras going 24/7. But you have somebody monitoring it. They have and I understand what you're saying about Mel when you talk about security. What I'm saying is that having armed security is much different, because you have to be trained and do so many hours before going ahead and making sure that you can carry a gun. So they have to step it up to where they know, okay, mace or anything else you give a security guard, that's a joke, because they can't do anything. But they should be the first line of defense until the police.
Haven't we learned by now with all of the school shootings, with Columbine, with the college shootings, with all of the violence that happens in these establishments by now, that we should be doing and implementing these things? How many examples do we need before they start taking it serious?
How long are the people going to not hold people in office accountable? We're voting in people, and when we get that voting sheet and it gets all the way down to sheriffs and different judges and different things like that, a lot of people don't do their research. I know, because I remember going in and voting and then saying, wait a minute, I don't know who these people are, but it says a Democrat, so okay, I'll do Democrat. And I didn't know what their policies were. I didn't know what was going on. So yes, in the day and age of technology, of information, being able to know and understand these people that we're voting in and what exactly their job is and what they're supposed to do and hold it accountable. Everybody wants to be so comfortable and it be so cushy. And it's not that way. It's a balance. Life is a balance that we must find and continue to work on. And for a split second, for a parent to say, I can go even one aisle down from my child, again, doesn't mean that they love them, but they're not thinking, because who wants to think about a mass shooting or something that's going to happen? I got to calm down. I got to relax, because if not, I'm too anxious about it. We're creating even more anxiety because things are going on like this that what should not be. Shouldn't be, but because people believe that they're not going to have their gun rights and stuff like that, then those mass shootings, what do you need an AK-47 on the streets for? People know what they're doing, but if people wisen up and say, you know what, I know I'm going to get pushed back. I'm going to get pushed back in ways that, yeah, I have to talk to my family about and all, because we have to be careful. People who live like that because they told the truth, we should be looking at what their stories are and how they were able to go ahead and say, you know what, I stood up though to what was going on, because we know this makes no sense. We have more gun shootings than in other countries, and we want to talk about them as being lower than us, but yet we're continuing to allow kidnappers, people like that. With technology today, it shouldn't even have to be. But we are the people, and that's what our Constitution has always started with: we the people.
Lo, how do you feel about? Do you think that it's ever going to change in terms of us voting and trying to put the right people in office to do their jobs properly?
I mean, I gotta be the black sheep, partner. I gotta be the black sheep. I say hell no. Honestly, boom that. I like boom that, because to be real, I take it from this standpoint, bro. We as a people, and we are the people. We as a people, we this earth, this thing we live in, wasn't made for us to be police and all that. Yeah, I mean, you have good that come out of it, you have bad that come out of it. But right at the time, at these times right now, I mean, it's just toxic, because majority of people, they are cooking in their own stuff. You feel me? So it's like we waiting on somebody else to do something that we could be doing ourselves. As far as that whole thing goes, I can't say who the hell does that, because obviously people do it. But me as a parent, I'm not leaving my child no one aisle over, no 1 foot over. My kids are staying right next to me no matter where I go, and I don't care what they say about it. You know what I'm saying? As a parent, so my kid is right there. Okay, I gotta go look at with. Listen, if I'm going to get something for my music, looking at microphones, my daughter's right next to me playing the keyboard exactly right next to me, or she's looking at microphones with me. Or if I'm going shopping, she's right there looking at juice like I'm looking at juice. Come on, I mean, or she's helping putting the groceries into the cart. I'm not leaving my kids nowhere. Period. Point blank. You feel me? Because I don't trust not a soul. I don't trust a soul. So as far as voting people in, they're always gonna vote in somebody they think that's right or whatever. But when you really get down to it, these people don't care about it. This earth this thing that we live right now wasn't even created to be living the way we live. Wasn't structured on being okay. This one, because now then you bring it down all power. Everybody's all powerful. As soon as you get some power, you start acting strange. As soon as you get some money, you start acting strange. So I don't just look at who is this or who is that or who voted in this, who voted. I'm like, yo, we have to really start, stop following others and following ourselves. We know what's right. You know what I'm saying? It's really up to you if you want to follow what you know is right. You know what I mean? If we see something happen, and I'm not saying like to jump over the counter and try to, you know what I mean? But, if you know what's right, just do what's right. You know what I'm saying? As far as these cameras, I mean, people, even security, you want to say something about security, you do have to do a lot with security, even with whether it's armed or unarmed. You feel me? But at the same time, it's those people. It's not what they're taught because they taught hours and hours and hours of stuff, and you got through training and training. But at the same time, it's that person that you hired. They're looking like I'm just gonna have to write this one up. Let me call the popos. How you there? All right, we got this person. All right, you know what I mean? So it's like, and of course, these places all got cameras and stuff. So then you get these, and then you got to deal with these sleep people. So it really is like a roundabout. Man. It's like people really just gotta pay attention to your precious cargo that you kind of pay close attention, listen to your precious cargo. You feel me? And pay attention to your surroundings because to be real, nobody can protect your family and yourself like yourself. Partner. So like I said, I take it from the standpoint that I don't trust myself. Ain't nobody going, you know what I mean? And people could say, hey, that's wrong to think, but I don't care. I'm still alive today. My baby is good. Especially not out like that. People out there, they're sick, man. Like, I'm 42, so you look at 42 years of this
Yeah.
planet, bro. This is, come on. You know what I mean? Like, I see the same things over and over and over again. I don't like, you know what I mean? We live in a life where you watch this and you start to think. Like, you really we can't wait on this person do that thing and that person do that thing because what if that person is not doing their job? I'm not telling people to go out there, just hold yourself down, hold yourself accountable, and do what's right. Like, if it's right, you know what I mean? You gotta do what you gotta do, man. This world is sick. People are sick. Take somebody's kids, man.
My final thoughts on this, because we didn't even get through the entire video. I'm probably going to watch that whole thing tomorrow.
I found the video. I'm gonna watch it
I
tonight.
want to see how much of it I actually missed. Yeah, like I think we get too comfortable, and it's. I mean, yeah, everything that you and Christy said in terms of parenting and things of that nature, I agree. But just like in general, like going outside, like I go out, step out my door, my head is on swivel 24 hours a day. That's just how I grew up anyway, in general, because you just never knew. But for people to just be so casual with everything you see happening on the news and all that, and then with people being so bold to go into the store and leave human teeth inside of a wallet, like that should be a reminder to folks. For one, to count your blessings, to be grateful for what you have, enjoy every single minute that you got right now. Two, to be more aware of your surroundings and where and how you go about your day. Be careful with who you give your information out to, who you talking to. Uh, be more conscientious of our government, of the people that we have as leaders over us, and maybe do a little more digging and investigating or investing into having a better staff of people in place to monitor and do the jobs that a lot of us don't want to do. Because it does take a lot of courage to be a security guard. I don't care if you got a gun or not. You never know what's going to come your way that day. But yeah, y'all drop some. You got it, bro. You wanted to say something?
No, you good, bro. I was just agreeing with you, man, because I did it before. So it's definitely a very I can't really put the words to it, but the job is crazy. As far as being security. Again, I agree, man. I do agree with you. I agree with this. At the same time, I do feel like we do, especially as parents, have to have that discernment. I know we wasn't born to be this, you know what I mean? This is trial and error, but you still have to have that, common sense, or at least grow that common sense or something, learn it. You know what I mean? Because I don't know, I mean, I'm not gonna go on and on about it. I was gonna say, even, for me being raised, you know what I'm saying, there wasn't gonna be none of that. Well, God bless my father and my mom, you know what I mean? Like, that's even when it came down to getting arrested at 14, they wasn't going to just outright bang me out and people not take it, people not come out, you know what I mean? My parents went to jail with me, you know what I mean? So, and now this wasn't on nothing ignorant, but that was more so ignorant on the, on the police, you know what I mean? So, being a parent, there's a lot that you have to consider, there's the beautiful things of raising babies, but there's that fatherly duty to push everything aside and be like the grizzly bear you are, you feel me, and take care of business. The king you are, and take care and be ready to take care of business, take care of your family, protection and all. So that's what I'm gonna say about that, bro. You feel me? That's my baby.
Any final thoughts, Chrissy, before we close? Oh, no, you good. You good, bro.
Yes. My thing is this: without law, we have no order. So part of it is voting. And when we're talking about the way the system is, like, people are voting in some of the most crazy folks that that we've seen. Reason being is that what they decided that they were going to put in somebody else to break up the establishment. With that being said, look at what is going on everyday life now, where we're having to be monitored. So we really do have to put in all things, and we're all human, so it's never, ever, ever going to sit up there and be bright and beautiful. It's never going to be, okay, I don't have to be concerned or be worried about something. We just have to balance it so that way we don't create anxiety and panic attacks and all that stuff, or agoraphobia, those kinds of things where you just want to stay shut in your house and not even go outside, because I know that I've experienced that, where it's like, oh heck no, but there are people out there that are willing to do right. We do need to have leaders, though, because in our community, everybody, yes, self-check, but you don't know when you're self-checking if you're out of bounds unless you got other people. that where they're setting the tone for. So if we don't take this stuff seriously anymore and just say, "Oh, well, you know what, our rights never mattered," and it just doesn't, our voices are not being heard anymore. That was meant and designed to put people down and keep them down. And that's why so many people are just making simple mistakes because they're trying to get a break from thinking that, wait a minute, this is what we have to be, a vigilant country. When, yeah, and two, when it comes to the guards, they need to have somebody who's just in a booth watching at all times so that way they can walkie-talkie the guards instead of the guards having to do too much roaming. They can make sure that they can do it, but they can be at exit points so that way that person or persons who are going to do something can't just get out. Now, yes, everybody risk their lives when they're in that kind of field, police, military, all of that, firefighters. So we bring in, when we're supposed to grow up and have these, ways about what we want to do in our lives, and we kind of douse down the importance even of police officers and what is needed out here. So I just want to say to everybody out there who are going to watch this, do something. You have the internet, but most importantly, there are people on there that can find that will help you and talk to you about things, and being there to guide you into certain things and not make you feel, it's not meant to make you feel bad. It is a way to be able to balance this life so that way you just don't go cuckoo crazy or being so paranoid that you end up doing something wrong because you were scared already about something. We got to have balance. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, audience. Lots of love and blessings.
And make sure I wasn't on mute. I got a habit of muting my mic when I'm doing this. But I do want to say thank you. I appreciate both of y'all, man, for pulling up and being patient with me, man, because I know this stream was wacky as hell. This was the third attempt to even get this thing to go through, and we got it done. And it just made me a little more aware of what I need to do moving forward in terms of certain days where I want to do reactions. This was definitely a needed topic, and I'm looking forward to the next time we get to sit down and have this conversation. I'm getting ready to line up next week, from Monday to Friday. Tomorrow I'm going to be sitting at this laptop, and I'm going to be getting all of my stuff ready to go. So hit me up afterwards if you need to, and we'll work. But yeah, shout out to you guys. Shout out to everybody who watches this back. This is hold up. Yeah. This is the after hours. Have a blessed night.
Thank you, Mel. Peace.
Peace, my brother. Peace. Salute to you. Salute to everybody.